Hey chulas, welcome back to my channel. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sonia. Welcome. Today's video is going to be a little different. As you can see, I already have my face. I'm not going to be reviewing anything. I was tagged in a palette collection video last year and I'm finally getting down to filming it. So yeah, I am gonna stop rambling so we can go ahead and get into the video because it is gonna be a little long, so stay tuned. Ella quiere beber, ella quiere bailar, su novio la dejó y lo quiere olvidar. Ella se entregó y el tiempo le falló. Alright guys, so there's no order that I'm gonna go in by. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys my collection. I think I am gonna go ahead and show you the most palettes that I have and just go from there. So I am gonna start off, I think, with Too Faced, because I have the most Too Faced palettes, which I honestly did not think that I had that many Too Faced palettes, but yeah, I'm gonna start off with this small one, and this is the Too Faced chocolate chip palette. You guys already know how it looks. I'm not going to swatch it for you guys or anything like that. I will show you the inside of it, but yeah, I have not used this palette actually. I might actually give it to my daughter so she can play with it. I'll probably just take out that black right there so she won't make a mess and she can just play with these other shimmers shades and these light shades, because yeah. And it is the Just Peachy by Too Faced, and that's what it looks like inside. I know it does look like I haven't actually used it, but I promise I have. I need to get on it and start using palettes that I already have. Another one that I have not used is the I don't know what it's called, the Totally Cute palette. This one, I actually purchased this one, I want to say at TJ Maxx, and I don't know, like, I'm probably gonna destash it. I haven't destashed it because I really do think that like the packaging and stuff like that is cute, you know, since I did do it myself. But I don't know, I just have it there for decoration. I never use it. I've never touched it, swatched it, anything like that. So I actually just decluttered a lot of my makeup and I passed it on to my sisters and my mom. I don't ever throw away anything unless it's expired. Just putting that out there. A next palette that I have is the Clover palette, and you guys know that this is, I think, the second edition that they came out with, and it's just a little cute Clover palette. I know a lot of people didn't actually purchase it because of the color scheme, but I love it, and I love this, so I had to. I haven't used it either, so I definitely have to take it out and play with it because yeah. Another palette that I love is the Sweet Peach palette by Too Faced. This is one of my first palettes. I loved it. I got it when it first came out and it was the limited edition before they came out with it again, and I did use it a lot, as you can see. I do actually have to go back and just play with it again because I feel like I haven't been showing it love, but this is really pretty. You can actually still get this at Sephora. The other one that I have, it was a Christmas collab, I guess, them Christmas thingies that they came out with. And I think this is from like, I want to say like 4 years ago. And it's just these cute little palettes here. I've never used these actually. I think I've used like 2 of them. Yeah, this one. I used that one. The shades are really pretty. I don't know, I just, Too Faced after a while just, it bored me. This one is brand new. I've never touched it, never swatched it. Like I said, I do need to make some time and actually play with these palettes because I've never done it. Look, this one's brand new as well. That I have by them is the Glitter Bomb, and this one I wanted it when it first came out, but I actually waited and I got it at TJ Maxx, I want to say, or Marshalls. I can't remember, but it was way cheaper. So yeah, I'm glad that I waited for this. They claim that these are glitters, but they're more like very shimmery shadows. but they are still really pretty. The next palette that I do have, and it's still in the package, is the First Clover palette. I actually have used this palette before. I think it's really pretty. This was one of the first palettes that I purchased when I started venturing into color. I just like that they came out with something a little bit different, not those like neutral warm tones that they always come out with, because I feel like every collection that they come out with, it's exactly the same. But this one, it's really cute and I love the colors. Another one that I have is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar, and it's this one. I actually haven't used this one either, but I did purchase this one very cheap at TJ Maxx. So yeah, I will be playing with it soon. I actually just bought it I think like in December or November, I can't remember. But yeah, the only thing that I really don't like is that they smell like chocolate, and like after a while they just irritate me. And I jumped on the bandwagon because, you know, everybody was like unicorns and stuff like that. Is the Festivals palette, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the Lisa Festival palette. I did get this at Sephora when it came out. I think I've touched like this shade only, but I don't know, it's like, I don't know, I don't really typically like, I don't know, it bores me, I guess. I don't know, but I really do need to use it. If not, I'm probably gonna declutter it and give it to my sisters, because like I said, I do not throw any of my makeup away. So yeah, some other palettes that I have by them are the like I said, like the little bundles, and I think this one was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I can't remember. But yeah, and they're just the little books. I have used one of these, I think, not this one. I haven't used this one. But you see how like all their palettes like have the same kind of theme going on. You see they're like all chocolates and warms and browns and neutrals. See, the last palette that I have by Too Faced is this big old box right here. You guys know this one also came out like, I want to say 4 years ago. I don't know, it was before my baby was born. And I even have the primer still there, the lipstick and the mascara. Oh my god, I didn't even know those were still in there. A little box, and then you open it up. And these colors are really pretty, but it only has like a couple matte shades, and they're all like browns, and except for that black one that's right there, every other color here is like a shimmery color. So the next palettes that I'm going to show you, I only have 2 of these palettes, and they are by Juvia's Place, and I have the Masquerade by Juvia and the Magic palette by Juvia, and that's what they look like right here. I love the packaging on here. I love these designs. I just love it. They're really pretty. This is what the Magic palette looks like. I've actually played with these. These are really pretty colors. I haven't played with them in a while, but I really need to play. I need to show all of my palettes love, honestly. This one is another one. This is the Masquerade one. I bet my sister would love this one. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my Morphe collection. I don't have a lot. I just purchased this one over the holidays as well. It's the 9N About Last Night palette, and that's what it looks like right there. I actually don't want to take it out of here because I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to put it in a giveaway or give it to someone as a gift. So yeah. Another palette that I have is the Boss Moods palette, and this is what it looks like inside. You guys, I do have a video up using this palette, and I've used it a couple times since. I really do love Morphe palettes. They're really good. They're really affordable, and the pigmentation is there. The other one that I have is the Stunning Vibes, and I've also used this one. As you can see there, this is another really pretty palette that I like. And then I have the Second Nature palette. This was my first Morphe palette ever. Look at those warm tones. They are so pretty. Another palette that I actually was one of my first palettes by Morphe is the Jaclyn Hill palette. I am not a fan of hers nor anything like that. And yes, mine is dirty because for Halloween I used it a lot. And I actually think that this palette is really pretty. I love that shade right there. It is really beautiful, and so is that one. And then the last palette that I have is the James Charles palette. I am very, very glad that I got a hold of this palette because, yeah, it's just, I love it. If you don't know how, if you are a beginner, not saying that I am a professional or anything like that, these are a little bit hard to work with, but it's beautiful. I love it. So that is all for my Morphe collection. Next, I think I'm going to show you my ColourPop because it is a nice little pile. The first palette I'm going to show you, I love this palette and I'm so happy that I got it, in the little box is sitting right there. It is the Salvaje palette by ColourPop and Becky G. I do have a video. I created a look with this. It is very, very beautiful. The next palette I have by them is the My Little Pony palette, and I was very excited when this one came out because it's really pretty. I've created my very first like YouTube videos. I think I used this. It's really pretty. I used it a lot during the summer, and I probably am going to use it a lot more this summer. As you can see, I did show it a little bit of love. I need to start a project pan because this is unacceptable. I really thought that I had more, but like I said, I did de-stash a lot. This one is the I Love Sarai in ColourPop, and the palette's called Saucy, but they are removable. You can actually take them out. I don't think I've used this one actually. Nope, it's still brand new. Have not used it. This is just a random palette. I think you had to buy or purchase, I think, like $30 worth, and they'd give you a free little palette. So yeah, this is just a little palette that I customized to my liking. That color is really, really beautiful. Well, all of them are. You guys know that these are my colors. This one is the other I Love Sarai in ColourPop, and this one is in Cheeky, or Cheeky, and it's just warm tones. And I actually haven't used this palette either. This one does look like it's swatched, but I promise it's not. These palettes are intact. I have not used them. I'm so bad. Touching base, I don't think I mentioned who I was tagged by to do this video. So I just want to go ahead and say that I was tagged by Riot Girl MUA, and I will be leaving her her channel linked right here, so you guys can go and check her out. Another palette that I have by ColourPop is the Take Me Home palette, and I thought that this was a lot bigger than what it is, but it's not. So I was pretty disappointed. Yeah, I'm probably gonna de-stash this palette because I don't really use it, and I have a lot of these shades. So the next palettes that I have are the Bretman and ColourPop collection, and no, I don't follow him. I don't really support him. I you know, scroll by and I see his videos, and he is pretty funny and stuff like that, but am I a fan? No, you can't say I'm a fan because I don't really follow him. I don't follow him since the beginning or anything like that. But I do actually enjoy these palettes. I did do a video with these palettes as well, so you guys should go check that out. And I actually like this one a lot more than the blue one because you guys know that I love my warm tones. Love, love, love. This one is the Dream Street Kathleen Lights by ColourPop, and I have used this a couple times actually. The Element of Surprise, and I actually got this one I think in BoxyCharm, and this one is brand new. I did throw out the box, but this one is like brand new. I have not touched it or anything like that. I was excited that I got this one actually. When you get full-size palettes in BoxyCharm, best feeling ever. Now this next palette I love because it reminds me of when I was a little girl and I loved the princesses, and I said that I was Belle vibes. Right here is the Designer collection by ColourPop and Disney, and this palette is gorgeous, and the loose shadows are even prettier. I love this palette. It is neutral and it is kind of like on the cool tone side, but I still like it. So my last palette by ColourPop is the All I See Is Magic, and I think I've used this like once or twice, but you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys are seeing a pattern and the palettes that I like. Alright, so now I'm going to show you my Kat Von D collection, and the first palette that I have right here is the Saint and Sinner palette. And the palette looks exactly like this, except for these little parts right here. And then these are the shades in the back. This palette I do not like. I don't like the formula. The formula is very drying. When I go in, I apply my shadows. I actually did a video, I think, with this palette. Right, so the first palette that, well, one of the first palettes that I had by her is the Shade and Light palette. And this is the first, like, version formula that came out, and it's all browns. When I first started doing my makeup, I was just using these type of shadows, just all browns and like very neutral colors, because I was very scared of any type of like dramatic color. Yeah, true story. Now, one of my very first high-end eyeshadow palettes is also by Kat Von D, and this one is near and dear to my heart because it was given to me by my sister for my birthday, and it's the, what is it? The Sinner palette by Kat Von D, and it did come with the Puro Amor eyeliner, and I love the eyeliner. It's sad that they don't have it no more. And this is an all shimmer palette. Which is really funny because I actually use this palette a lot as well, and this one does look like I'm about to hit pan. It's very indented. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but yeah, I used to create a lot of hot messes with this palette. So another palette that I have by Kat Von D is actually Kat Von D and Too Faced collab, and it's the little heart. This one's Too Faced and this one's Kat Von D. And this is what the Too Faced side one looks like, you know, typical Too Faced colors. And then this one is the Kat Von D side. I love this side. I haven't really used it a lot. Haven't really used either sides a lot. I have used them, but not as much as I like want to. The next palette that I have is the 10-year anniversary palette. And to be honest, I bought this because of the packaging. That is beautiful. It is stunning. I do like the shades that are in this palette, but I don't know, I think I actually have to use it a couple more times, because the first time that I used it I wasn't really impressed with the formula. Okay, so this one I just recently got, and I received it as a Christmas present by my sister, and it's the Lolita palette. I love this palette right here. It is an all matte palette, but these colors, and I actually did film a video with this palette, so check that out. These colors are beautiful. I love them. The next palettes that I'm going to show you are the Urban Decay, and I only have like 4 of these palettes, and these palettes are my OG palettes. This one is the Naked 2 mini palette, the basics palette, and as you can see, like, I'm not lying, and they're warm tones too. I mean cool tones, which is weird because I do not like cool tones anymore. I don't know. But yeah, this one actually, you can actually see that I am about to hit pan in a couple of these shades because I use them a lot, and I should probably use it a lot more so I can get rid of it, because I don't know, it breaks my heart whenever I need to just stash them. Then I have the Urban Decay Smoky palette, Naked Smoky palette. That's what this one looks like. My baby actually bought me this one, my hubby. This one is also very loved and used. It doesn't look like it on the camera, but I promise it is. I used to create a lot of hot messes with this one too. These palettes showed me how to like blend and stuff like that because I didn't know what I was doing back then. Another one that I have is the Urban Decay Naked 3. But I really do like this palette, and I used to use it a lot as well. And I actually still have the brushes. I use them all the time. This next palette is actually one of my favorite palettes, and it is the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. And that's what it looks like inside. And this one is very, very well loved. I have played with this one a couple times. All right, so I only have the two, well, only two. Yeah, because she's came out with 3 actually. But I have 2 of the Fenty Beauty palettes, and I don't really like these. I wasn't impressed by them. It was more of an impulse buy. Well, actually, I think I was gifted these for my birthday. I do use them here and there. But to be honest, like, the formula is a little bit hard to work with. I haven't recently played with them, and I do hate that the packaging, like, it's really dirty because of the fingerprints. But yeah, the first times that I played with them, like, the formula is really hard to, like, work with. These shimmer shades are gorgeous though. They're very gorgeous. So next up is Lime Crime. I know a lot of people don't like Lime Crime, but anyway, this palette was gifted to me for my birthday, and it is the Lime Crime birthday palette. It is gorgeous. I love this palette, but just watch my video. Yeah, just watch it. I'm gonna leave it at that. When I do have the Venus 1 palette, and I've actually only played with this one a couple times. I haven't really used it. It still has the little protector in there. And I do have the Venus 3. That's really gorgeous. These colors. This color right here. Oh my god. So pretty. And then I do have the Venus XL. I was so excited when this one came out. I had to purchase it. Look at those colors. Look at those colors. So pretty. On to Huda Beauty. I did have the first palette that she came out with. I can't remember what it was called, but it's the one that had like the little see-through flap or whatever. I recently decluttered that one and I gave it to my sister. So I do have 4 of the little palettes. These are the older ones. I have the Mauve Obsessions and the brown, the warm brown. This is what the brown one looks like. Really pretty, really cute. And this is the mauve. You guys know that I love these colors. And then I do have the amethyst and the ruby. This is what the purple one looks like. I do have videos on these if you guys want to check those out. And then that's the red. And then I have the Desert Dusk palette. And I actually do like this palette. I don't use it that often, but I definitely have to start using it. The little thingy fell. Now this next palette is my favorite of all times, and it is the Nudes palette. Guys, I use this palette a lot. I tend to go for this palette whenever I am gonna go out, whenever the hubby's in town. This palette is just so gorgeous, and the formula, like I was saying, this palette is gorgeous. I love this palette, and if I ever hit pan on it, I will definitely repurchase this because it is my favorite. I love it. So for MAC, I only have 1 palette, and it's these little ones. It's the Burgundy ×9 eyeshadow. This was also one of my first eyeshadow palettes. It actually does look a lot like the Urban Decay one. I used to use this a lot as well, and I am surprised that I never hit pan on this. The next palette that I have is one of these, but only the palette is by MAC. The single shadows are all mixed. They're like ColourPop and Anastasia. I think that's it. ColourPop and Anastasia. Alright, so now I'm going to show you just random palettes that I have. If you guys hear noises, it is my baby and maybe my grandfather. This one is a Makeup Forever palette, and I did choose the 3 shades that were going to go in there. So you bought 3 shades and you got this for free. I used this a couple times, haven't used it since. Another one is a splurge that my hubby bought for me, and it's this little Chanel. It's the only Chanel palette that I have, actually. I thought I had more, but maybe I finished them. And these colors are actually really pretty. They're all shimmer shades, but I used to do looks with these all the time. Now I don't really like doing an all shimmer shade. I like using mattes and combining them with shimmers. But I think I might just start doing what I used to do. These two little palettes right here that I have were sent to me. Well, actually I purchased them from a girl off of Instagram that purchases these in Japan, and then she sends them to you. Well, you buy them off of her. And they're just these little Sailor Moon palettes that look like this. I have no idea if they're pigmented or not. I just got them because they were really affordable and they're Sailor Moon. And you guys know that I love Sailor Moon. The next palette that I have is the Sailor Moon palette, and this one is by Tooth and Nail Cosmetics. And they're all shimmer shades as well. These shades do make a mess. They really do. And there's not a lot of pigment there either, because you can see like the pan right there. But I just like that these were named after the Sailor Troops. So for my little Jeffree Star collection, I only have 2 palettes by him. I do love his products, I really do. I just haven't gotten any of his other palettes. But the first palette that I'm going to show you is the Blood Sugar palette, and I love this palette. When I saw it, I had to buy it because tell me that these shades are not gorgeous. Look at that. These shades are beautiful. I have used them a couple times, but to be honest, like, I don't want... See, you see that shade right there? Like, the J's, you can't really see them anymore. I'm just like, ugh, why? But yeah. When I first got this one, it actually came broken, so I had to send it back, and they sent me a replacement. It did take a while, but I'm actually glad that they replaced it for me, because you guys know that those palettes are not cheap. Now for this one, this was my very first palette by him, of course, because it was the first palette that he came out with. But this palette, I had to get it because of the packaging, and then a beauty killer. Like, I love it. Now these shades are really out there. They're really pretty though, and they're so pigmented. I love these shades right here. That is it for my Jeffree Star collection. Okay, so next I'm going to show you more random palettes, and it is the Moschino, whatever you want to call it, shopping bag, and collab with Sephora. Cannot speak, sorry. And of course, more burgundies, more warm tones. I just think this is really pretty, and yes, I have used it, and I actually have it as display. It's a little baggy. It's so cute. This next palette, you guys know how I feel about it. I do not like it at all. It's the Riviere palette by LA Girl. Now, don't get me wrong, some of the palettes do work. I mean, palettes. Some of the colors do work. Some of the colors are very pigmented, but there are a lot of other shades in here that don't give you no type of pigment whatsoever. They stay stuck either to the brush or to the finger or to whatever it is that you're using to apply them. They just will not apply to the eye. And if you do not believe me, go ahead, purchase it. Purchase it, and you will see that I'm not lying, that half of the shades in this palette work and the other half are complete trash. This next palette, I actually received it in BoxyCharm, and it's by Ace Beauty. Ace Beauty, I don't know how you pronounce it. I haven't used it yet, but I kept it because, yeah. It's really pretty, and I actually like the packaging. I have it is by Profusion Cosmetics, and guys, if you have not purchased anything by this brand, you are sleeping on this brand, because their shades are pigmented and affordable. I am not sponsored by any of these brands that I am mentioning here. I'm too small for that. I am just telling you what I think, in my opinion. These are very affordable. They do sell these at Target and Walgreens, but my local Target is too little, and I haven't actually been to a Walgreens, so I don't know if they carry them there. But they don't carry them at my Target, so when I find these at TJ Maxx or Marshalls, they're only $6.99. Like this one, these are all the shades, and then these are highlighters. I'm going to show you one of the highlights actually. Do you see that? That is pigmented. Look at this one. Like they're pigmented. The pigment is there, guys. Like for real. I was shook when I purchased these palettes and I used them because look at that. And it's only $6.99 in these shades. They're gorgeous. So this palette, I just recently purchased it and it's by Natasha Denona. I did get it off of Beautylish. And I do have a recent video using this palette, so just go ahead and check it out. This video is going to be a little long, so I'm trying to speed things up for you guys. The next palette is the Violet Voss Pro, and this is the Holy Grail palette. And believe it or not, I have never used this palette. I did purchase this palette. My husband purchased it for me, and then I received another one in my BoxyCharm, and I was going to keep it, but I was like, girl, you already have a brand new one that you have not even played with. So I gifted it to my cousin, I think, for Christmas. So yeah, this one I also got at BoxyCharm, and it is really pretty. I actually have used it in these colors. Look at that. That's gorgeous. She did come out with another palette, and I kind of want it, but I am on a no buy purge right now, so yeah. Another palette that I just recently purchased, and I purchased these palettes before I decided to go on the no buy purge. So yeah, it's by the KK Beauty, the Kardashian girl, Kim Kardashian. Yeah, you guys know that. I know who she is, but still. Yeah, that's what it looks like inside. Video up if you guys want to check that out. Now, another one that I have is by Laura Lee Los Angeles, and the only reason why I got this palette was because, yes, the colors are beautiful. I love these colors, but I also purchased it because it was on sale when I purchased it. If not, then I wouldn't have bought it. And that's what they look like there. All right, so this other one, I was actually excited when this one launched, believe it or not. I followed him for a little bit and then I unfollowed him. I don't know, I just get this vibe off of him, but I'm not gonna get into that whole mess. I don't follow him anymore just because I don't like the shit that's going on or whatever. I just rather not hear about it or see it or anything like that. And it is by, yeah. This palette now, looking at it, kind of confuses me a little bit. Like, it's very overwhelming to me. Sometimes I can go like, okay, I can use that, or, you know, okay, maybe I can do something like that. Actually, looking at this like this reminds me of the little Laura Lee palette, but anyway. Yeah, I have used this. I actually created a Sailor Moon look with this palette, and the yellow that I'm using in my look today, I actually used this one. It is kind of patchy, so yeah. So for the next palette, I only have 3 by this brand, and it is by Tarte. I have the Tartelet in Bloom, and these also were one of my first palettes. They're just neutral browns. I actually have used these, and these actually do smell like chocolate as well, so yeah. I used to use this one a lot. This one, yeah, and it's the Tartelet, and that's what it looks like right there, as you can see. And then I have the Tarteist Pro. That's what it looks like there. And I actually haven't really used this one. I mean, I have like a couple times, but other than that, I haven't used it. Alright, so then now we are at Dose of Colors, and I only have 2. This was my first ever Dose of Colors palette, and this is the I Love Sarai collab. and I actually like it. I was sleeping on Dose of Colors. I like their formula. It's really good. You guys should check this out, or any of their palettes. Another palette that I just recently got, and I got this over the holidays, was the Friendcation Desi and Kate. I don't know who they are, but yeah, the only reason why I got it is because I've been seeing pictures. I was seeing pictures of this palette everywhere last year, and that's the packaging, and this is what it looks like inside. It's a really gorgeous palette, but I waited. I was like, girl, I am not about to spend 50 whatever dollars on that palette. I just can't. So I waited, and Ulta, lo and behold, had a sale going on. So I purchased it half price, and I was like, yep, now come to mama. Now, the first palette that I did purchase from her was the purple palette, and I was very disappointed by this palette. Cool tone, they're not that warm toned. I do need to play with this palette again, because the first time that I used it, there's my baby. The first time that I used it, I did not like it. So yeah. So I also have the Take Me on Vacation palette, and I actually used this a lot during the summer as well. I took it with me when I went to Maine, I think. I actually like this palette a lot. I'll be using it again this summer. I also have her, I think her Valentine's palette from a couple years ago, and it's just the pink packaging one. It's this one. I Want It All, and it is brand new. I've never used it before. So yeah. I also have the Sipping Pretty palette by Kylie. Maybe I should have taken these out of the box before I started filming. That's what it looks like there. And then the colors. And I actually do use this palette a lot as well. I have the Kylie and Jordan collab. This palette, I love this palette a lot. I do. And I also bought the Chill Baby this December. And it is gorgeous. Very gorgeous. I also do have a palette, empty palette by Kylie. I just thought that it was really pretty, and I did need it for some eyeshadows that I have. And these are Kylie. These are by Kylie. These are, I think, ColourPop and then Anastasia. So yeah, guys, we are almost finished. I'm gonna show you one other random palette that I have that I forgot to show you guys, and it is by Pat McGrath, and this palette is really gorgeous. I love this palette. This retails for $55, and that's what it looks like right there. It is really gorgeous. Next is my Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I have the Master palette by Mario. This was also one of my first palettes, and you know, it is well loved as well. I also have the Modern Renaissance palette, and this was my favorite palette of all time. I do have the Sultry palette by her, and I love this palette as well. It's really gorgeous. Really, really pretty. The Norvina palette. Another gorgeous palette right here. The Soft Glam palette. Right there. The Prism palette. And my very first YouTube video was me using this palette. Very cringy, but yeah, I love this palette. Also do have the controversial Subculture palette. I actually purchased this palette at TJ Maxx for $19, $16. I don't know, it was pretty cheap. So I just decided to pick it up so I can have the whole collection. See, the brush is even still in there. And I do plan on playing with this very soon, just to see if the formula sucks or not. But and so that is it for my palette collection. Honestly, I don't think I really have a lot like other people do. When I saw my palettes, I was like, I could have sworn I had more, but like I said, I did destash a couple of them. But it wasn't that very many. I think it was about 4 or 5, maybe the most. But yeah, I do have a giveaway going on at the moment, and it will end on the 8th of February, I think. I don't know. I will put that down at the description box. So go ahead and check that out on my Instagram. And if you're not following me over there, you should definitely follow me. Don't forget to subscribe and to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. And I will see you chulas in my next one.
Bye.
Bye.